For years, Megan and I had settled into a steady routine. Every morning she'd kiss me goodbye, grab her coffee, and head to her job at the marketing agency downtown. I had no reason to doubt her schedule. She'd always been focused and hardworking. But over the last few weeks, small changes started to stir a quiet unease in me. She began arriving home later than usual, offering vague explanations about client dinners or extended meetings. Our weekends, once reserved for us, were now overtaken by supposed urgent work tasks. She'd vanish for hours, unreachable, her phone constantly on silent. I tried to dismiss the doubt, convincing myself it was just a demanding period at work. But when that nagging gut feeling doesn't leave, it's usually right. Everything began to unravel the day I decided to drop off her forgotten lunch at her office, a simple act that would shatter everything. I walked into her office building, lunch bag in hand, and greeted the receptionist with a smile as I asked for Megan. Her expression shifted awkwardly, her smile fading. "I'm sorry," she said gently. "Megan no longer works here." I froze, thinking I misheard. But she continued, lowering her voice. "She was let go 3 weeks ago." Her words landed like a gut punch. Confusion. Then a slow, cold realization crept in. Megan had been pretending to go to work for nearly a month. So where had she really been going? And why? I muttered a quick thanks and walked out, dazed. I sat in my car, the forgotten lunch in my lap, replaying every late-night story, every urgent meeting. Suddenly they all felt like lies. This wasn't about work anymore. Something or someone else had taken priority in her life. That evening I didn't say a word. I needed clarity, not confrontation. You don't corner a liar with guesses. You collect proof. So that's what I set out to do. Over the following days I paid attention. Megan still left every morning, dressed for work. But she'd never head downtown. Instead, she drove through neighborhoods I didn't recognize. One day I followed her quietly. My pulse quickened as I trailed behind until she turned into a quiet suburban street and parked in front of a house I'd never seen. She stayed inside for hours. No business meetings. No clients. Just that house. My chest tightened with the truth I didn't want to face. She wasn't working. She was visiting someone. I needed to find out who. As more days passed, her stories became looser, her presence more detached. I continued watching, documenting every detail. Then, one afternoon, my suspicion was confirmed. Parked at a distance, I spotted her through the living room window, glass of wine in hand, sitting comfortably beside a man. They looked relaxed, familiar. Their body language spoke volumes. This wasn't a casual friendship. This was something deeper, more intimate. It wasn't just an affair. It was a double life. Still, I didn't explode. No dramatic scenes. No midnight confrontations. Became methodical. Photos. Time logs. Evidence. I wanted the truth to speak louder than my emotions. She had lied directly to my face, dismantled the foundation of our marriage, all for the excitement of someone new. While she thought she was being clever, I was piecing together her secret world. What struck me most wasn't just her betrayal. It was the effort she put into the deception. The consistency. The boldness. She never imagined I'd question her. That was her fatal mistake. People forget the quiet ones observe everything. When I finally decided to confront her, it was calm, not chaotic. One Friday evening after she returned from another fake meeting, I waited at the table. I laid the printed photos in front of her. "You were fired 3 weeks ago, Megan. How did your client dinner go tonight?" Her face turned pale. Her lips moved, but no words came out. She wasn't prepared for this moment. Her mind scrambled. I let the silence do the talking. Watching her drown in her own lies was strangely satisfying. She wasn't just exposed, she was undone. She tried to pivot to play the victim. Mumbled something about pressure, about needing space. But the manipulation no longer worked. I calmly told her I had already contacted a lawyer. Her belongings would be packed, and she'd need to leave by the weekend. Tears came, of course. But I saw them for what they were. Tears not of guilt but of fear. She wasn't mourning our marriage. She was panicking over losing her backup plan. She had assumed I'd patch things up, keep the image intact. But she underestimated how firm I could be once trust was broken. As she packed her bags, the weight of her choices finally seemed to catch up. I didn't taunt her. I didn't need to. She had dismantled her own life. The home we built together, once filled with laughter and dreams, now echoed with silence and regret. I knew I had a long road of healing ahead. But I also knew I had chosen peace over lies. In the end, Megan's affair was more than just cheating. It was a mirror reflecting her selfishness, her disregard for consequences. And as she walked out the door for the last time, I didn't feel like I was losing a partner. I felt like I was reclaiming my freedom from the biggest lie I'd ever been told.